Webheads, this is my top 10 most anticipated comics for April 12th, 2023. Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to the Comic Book Corner 2.0. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Guys, before we dive into it, I just want to give a quick shout out to Whatnot. Guys, Whatnot is a free app that you download and you get to bid on anything that you want, whether it's comics, whether it's cards, whether it's Legos, whether it's toys, whatever it is that you want, you get to bid on it. And in the description box below, I have a link where you can click on Create Everything, and once you make your first auction, or once you win your first auction, you will get $15 off of that purchase. So guys, what are you waiting for? It's my gift to you. Download Whatnot today. All right, guys, so here we go. Kicking it off with the hot seat. We have Captain America Cold War Part 1 Alpha, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up, to tell you the truth, because it's continued from Sentinel of Liberty issue 11 and continued in Symbol of Truth issue 12. And you know what? I never read any of this Captain America run, so I feel like I would be completely lost. If not, if you guys think that I should read it, let me know in the comments below. But I don't know, I'm not too optimistic that I'm going to buy this. 36 pages, $5. The book that's on the rise, though, is a book that I've been reading since the start, even though we're only on issue 5. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue 5. Let's get that straight. Trial by Spider Part 5. There's a lot of 5s going on in here, right? So this is Spidey's last stand against the new foe Rabble. So I think this book has been brilliantly written. I've thoroughly impressed on this new character, kind of like what she stands for, even though it's like, it's very cliche for a villain, but it's kind of made fun of in the comic book itself. Like, all the characters are like, boo-hoo, you had you have a rough life, or you didn't get into the school that you wanted. Why does that make you a bad guy? And I like how it plays that way, right? It's very cliche, even the characters know that, and it's a good comic. I love the action, it's well balanced. It's just a much better run in my opinion here. This is legacy numbering at 287, 28 pages, $4. Coming in at number 10, we have Barbarian Hell To Pay issue 3. This series overall has been good. The first volume was nice. The second volume was great. The third volume, I feel like it's not as strong because it's not as focused on Owen, who is the crazy barbarian that has a freaking axe that lusts for blood, and he's cursed with this axe. He's stuck in hell. His supporting cast is in, I guess, above hell, and they're dealing with their own situations here. So we're learning a lot more about Soren, which is like the sorceress in this comic book, and we're getting introduced to another character who was a mentor of Soren. Her name is Sarah. So we'll find out more about what's going on there. I think from what I heard, we're getting a spin-off book off of this series, so maybe that's why they're so focused on the supporting cast, but we'll see. This book has been pretty good. $5. Coming in at number 9, we have Guardians of the Galaxy. This is issue 1. I'm not a huge Guardians fan, but I have enjoyed some of their stories, and this time they're back and they're in the far reaches of the universe. They make them sound like they're outlaws. It's like a Western cosmic comic book, so I don't know really what to expect. The writers here are Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. We'll see. We'll see what it has to offer. I'm definitely going to give it a try. Legacy numbering 181, 36 pages, $5. Coming in at number 8, we have Superman Lost, issue 2. The first issue of this was a huge setup. We've gotten to see kind of like what happened to Superman before he got lost. Like, he went on a mission, you saw the mission, we witnessed like where he went, and then all of a sudden he disappeared for 20 years and then he came back. So now it looks like we're gonna find out what he did in those 20 years, and I'm very curious to see what that story is. So the first issue though just was very, I don't know, it was kind of slow for me, but I don't know, we'll see what this has to offer. But I have a feeling if I don't get into it after issue 2 or 3, I might drop it. I'm curious to hear what you guys thought of the first issue of this. 32 pages, $5. Coming in at number 7, we have X-23, Deadly Regenesis, issue 2. This book is really mainly, I think, for new readers of the character, because they've really introduced, I guess, kind of who X-23 Laura is and kind of like her power set and whatnot. And for old readers, you already knew half the stuff, or maybe 3/4 of the stuff that was going on in this comic book, right? So I don't know. I think they're trying to make it for both, and I don't know if it's executed 100% right, but I still thought it was very entertaining. I thought the artwork was good. We got introduced to a new villain that you never knew existed. His name is Haymaker. He's a MMA fighter, so I thought that was kind of cool. So we'll see what happens there. 28 pages, $4. Coming in at number 6, 8 Billion Genies, issue 8. Guys, it almost took like a year for this series to complete. But nevertheless, it's been a great series. I will have to reread it in trade to get the full enjoyment out of it, and I suggest you do too. But we're going to get the first 8 centuries. In the last issue, we got to see how all the original people that were in the comic book basically died or passed away, and now we just get the next generations of people that are still dealing with Earth and are still dealing with the ramifications of these genies and how Earth is, right? That's going to be an interesting conclusion. 32 pages, $4. Coming in at number 5, we have Noctera, issue 13, No Breaks, part 2. So we got reintroduced to the Sundog colony or whatnot. And we got to see that Emery is the leader of them. We got to see Val come back, but she's more like how Blacktop Bill was. And we got reintroduced to Blacktop Bill, and he became something much more based off of what happened in the last issue. And it's like, dude, you have to totally fear him now, because he has this power where he can basically touch you and you can become a shade almost instantaneously. And I was like blown away by that. The artwork by Tony S. Daniel is absolutely awesome. This is always a recommend. This book is 32 pages and this one is $4. Coming in at number 4, we have Radiant Black issue 23, titled The More Giant Robots. So there's going to be a big war that's brewing in issue 25, and we're getting super close to that. So everything that you read up until this point with Radiant Black has been built up to this huge war or event. And that's how you do events, right? You build it up a couple years and then it hits you like a ton of bricks. And I'm looking forward to this. This book has been well written since the very first issue. This book is 32 pages, $4. Top 3 now. We have The Last Barbarians, issue 3. It's called Nith's Most Wanted. So we're learning more about Sylve and the mission that she has been elected to go on with her brother. And her brother is slow. He was like in an accident and his mentality or his mental state is not correct. He thinks like a child. But in the last issue, very briefly, he was the way he was before for a short while, and he wound up helping Sylve in a tight space and was very smart, right? And we got to learn about the guy that she is actually working on, and he was hired to, or they were hired to rescue his supposed like grandson or whatnot. But this little boy's got some powers or something like that. So this is something that I guess maybe everybody is after this kid or whatnot. I don't know. Good stuff. Great comic book. Nice artwork. $4. Coming in at number 2, we have The Return of Darkride, issue 5. I had no idea this book was coming out until I was preparing for this video, and I was like, whoa, Darkride's coming back? So excited about this. Joshua Williamson is the writer of this, and it's about an amusement park that just there's a lot of dirty laundry attached to it, okay? Where it's just like people supposedly died, workers gone missing. We got the family that's inheriting this park. There's a brother, there's a sister, and at the end of the last issue, you find out who is the sibling that actually wants to be more like their father, and that was really good. If you have not read this book, try to find the first 4 issues. I'm not sure if they made a trade of this yet, but this is a great book. This one is $4. All right, guys, so remember, after number 1, we are not done, as we're going to talk about the noteworthy comic books, and our number 1 comic book of the week, or most anticipated comic book of the week, is Nemesis Reloaded, issue 4, written by Mark Millar. A fantastic book. Evil Batman causing mayhem in Los Angeles. He wants to destroy all the cops. He feels that the cops are the ones responsible for his parents' death, even though his parents were a bunch of junkies. There's always lots of action, there's lots of gore, and you kind of don't know what's going to come next in this comic book. It's so unpredictable on how far the envelope can be pushed here. This book is $4. All right, so here we go. Noteworthy comics. First one comes from Marvel. Moon Knight issue 22. Cool cover, got Tigra in the book. Next, we have X-Men issue 21, still dealing with the brew and still crossing over with that Captain Marvel, I think, right? And then we have Fantastic Four issue 6. This is going to be the issue, I think, if I determine if I truly drop it. I feel like the upcoming story arc could be interesting and finally get to the point where this book is moving forward. So we'll see right there. All right, then we have Carnage issue 12. So we got that going on as we're getting ready to cross over with Miles Morales. And like I said, Captain Marvel issue 48, crossing over with X-Men and the Brew. That's ending at issue 50. Next is DC Comics. We have Lazarus Planet, Revenge of the Gods. This is issue 3. Why do we still need Lazarus Planet shit? I thought that was over. My God. Then we have Batman Incorporated, issue 7. Next from DC, we have Wildcats, issue 6. Then we have our independent comics. We have Spawn, issue 340. That looks like an Alex Ross cover right there. And then we have World 33, issue 1? I don't even know how to say that. Whatever. It looks freaking cool, so I'm buying it. And then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Yosagi Yojimbo, Where When, issue 1. So I might check that one out also. Then we have The Seasons Have Teeth, issue 1, another horror comic by Boom, and hopefully this one does not fail like The Neighbors did. So there you guys have it. There are all the comics getting ready to come out, or I'm sorry, those are my most anticipated comics for April, whatever that date is, April 12th, 2023, and the noteworthy comics. So guys, if you like the video, you know what you got to do. Subscribe, like, and do all that great stuff. And if you love the content, make sure you click on the content right here. This is my top 10 comic book covers, where you get to vote on your favorite comic book cover of the week. And of course, guys, as always, keep buying, keep collecting, but more importantly, always read your comics. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.